protect my data?
Okay, those are good questions if I can remember them all. I put up this slide because you're a little bit ahead of me. And one of the things where you can protect big data as a trade secrets is you bring all this data in-house, okay, but there are certain risks in bringing this big data in-house. And one of them hits your topic. First of all, the data may be corrupt, or there may be some malware that gets transported into your database. Malware is just the destructive software that will eat away and corrupt your data. But the other one is personal information, which is exactly what you're talking about. And in Canada, and in many jurisdictions around the world, you have privacy laws. So, and you have to respect those. So what that means is every once in a while there's a breach in the U.S. with Home Depot, for example, where somebody's hacked into their credit card information and so on. That is actionable. There are privacy laws, whether it's in the health care area, the banking area. You cannot use personal data without the permission of the owner. So if in any of this big data material there's a disclosure with the report of Euegne Bierzak says this, Timor says that, without your permission, that's actually, you can't do that. However, you may recall the first patent that I pulled up on the healthcare side, before they manipulated that data to come up with certain trends, that patent application dealt with removing the personal information, doing the manipulation, looking for trends, and then they could add the personal data to the result. So you cannot use, by personal data, that means your name, your address, your social insurance number, and so on and so forth. But you are capable of aggregating all that information and using the aggregated trends. So that's the distinction in that field. And it's really important in terms of the personal data. So, like in a Lewiscape, for example, if I want to walk to Orlando, and every once in a while, whenever I look on another site, and I've got the specialty on Orlando Hotel, it pops up. Well, they've already tagged me, but they're not going to send you the email and say, "Oh, Euegne is looking for a hotel in Orlando," because then that would be a breach. So I hope that answers your question. Are there any other questions?
From an institution perspective, I thought that CIBC as an example, and I mean, I'm not just picking for CIBC. I get how an organization can aggregate data. But what about me as a consumer? Are the things that I need to be worried about, concerned about people's collecting my data?
Well,
yeah, that was, I guess, the big deal when you go through airports and they X-ray you, and the big deal there. Looking at my body, you don't have the right to look at my body, and then you have to balance that against security. So there is the issue that you should be worried about that. But it depends on how you store it. Okay, and the banks have your information. They have your bank account numbers. They have your name. They have your addresses. You've already given permission for them to do that in the context of banking. But where you've got to be careful is if they start selling it to advertising, Coca-Cola, whatever. Then there are issues. I myself am not a privacy lawyer. We have 3 people in our office that do that. I know the concept, but that is becoming an issue for especially large companies. How do we do these things so that we're within the area of the law? And the other thing that has come up is what's called hassle, and that is spam. So easy to advertise your services and spam 10,000 recipients. I do patent and trademarks. You can't do that. You can't do that anymore. You have to get the permission to be able to do that. You can fax them all if you like. You can send a mail to all of them if you like, but you can't email them. So there's new things that can come out of it. Any other questions? Yes.
I think that in a lot of cases you're unknowingly having your consent sometimes.
Yes. Can you give us an example?
Well, like Google Apps. You're like, sometimes you're like, oh, you want my contact information? But by saying yes, I don't prefer that. Just give it all your contact.
Yeah. You gotta be careful.
No, we're doing that. So
You gotta be careful to read the fine print.
So in our case, we do have privacy policy on the site. There is one paragraph which says that we do collect your, it's the cookie, we do dropping cookies. So we collect some information from you, which will be used in retargeting, which is what you are saying. Because you came to our site, I know that you may be interested in this, and so now you are going to other sites. You may see my sites that are for advertisements from our site. So again, I think that's another way of getting away.
Exactly. So you probably had some lawyer looking at it some time ago to put that notice in there. So that would be an exclusion.
By the way, there's opt-in and there's double opt-in.
Yes.
So the double opt-in is the ethical way to go. You can put a privacy policy that says, I'm going to sell your name to everybody I know. Click here if you read the privacy, go to this link, I've done that, yes, click. So you can't be bothered, so you collect it. You don't know that that's there because you didn't read it, so sad, too bad. I'm going to be okay. You can do it in consumer complaint against me, but I've got consent. The ethical companies go the opposite way. They send you a note saying you provided consent. What does that do?
Not in Canada, you have to double opt in now. So
You have to double opt in and send the confirmation email back.
Yeah, it's a changing area of the law. You had your hand up.
so my question is about in which jurisdiction I store my users' data. So I run a company that has solicits information from people to provide it to. We're a matchmaking service in the art world. So our data. Our user data lives on Google Cloud platform in the States. Predominantly, our users are in Canada, but we will be going global in scale. So, what are the implications of having user data in different jurisdictions?
It's a very good question. I did a topic on that for cloud computing about 2 years ago. One of the issues is the jurisdiction. Where is the data being stored? Is it being stored in the U.S. jurisdiction or in Europe or wherever? Those, when you're entering into negotiations with whoever it is that you're going to store this, your data or use or operating system, you take a look at that carefully. That's one of the things that our IT lawyers would point out, because it is important, especially in the U.S., if you're putting up data and they have, the very strong terrorist acts, things like that, where they can actually reach into that data and pull out anything that they feel relates to terrorist acts. So your data is really not confidential, and I think some of the movie stars had pictures of them that they didn't want posted, but some people were able to get that. Yes.
No, just saying.
1 more minute. Oh, okay. Any other questions then? I do have one comment about Taymor's comment that we're expensive. I want to end with that. Well, 15 years ago...
Very well worth it.
15 years ago, what I did was I was part of engineering society, because I'm an engineer, engineering society's mandate to go to high schools and judge science fairs. So we went to the science fair grade 9, and one of my friends tugged me on my sleeve and said, I have a client for you here. And I said, get away from me. Because these are grade 9 students. No, there's somebody there who started asking about how do you get a patent? How much does it cost? And when he got to the point of how much it's going to cost, he said, I got to get Euegne. So I go there, and he's sort of this high. I think he's 13. And his invention was he took a tennis ball, and he cut it in half, and he stapled 4 legs to them. And then he inverted the tennis ball and put it on a table. And because tennis ball has a memory, it'll eventually jump up. So talked to him about what it is that you need to get a patent, novelty on obviousness and all that stuff. And he said, well, how much does it cost? I said, here's my card. Ask your mother to come and talk to me, thinking that it would blow him off. Well, she called the next day and said, can I come up and see you? But it'll have to be after 3:30 because I teach. I said, sure. So they came up, I go through the whole process, and then she asked me, how much does it cost? I said, well, it's generally expensive, and this is how much it costs. And he says, oh my. He says, that's too much. He says, but I really want my son to go through the process because he's dyslexic. And because he's dyslexic, she thought if he would do this, it would give him some confidence, etc. So I said, well, I normally don't do this, but I'll do it for free. I says, all you'll have to pay is the government costs. So we went through the process. It takes at least a couple of years. We got a patent in Canada, patent in the United States. And then when you get a patent in the U.S., you can tick off a little box which says that once it's issued, you can advertise that it's available to be licensed. So one day I got a call from some toy manufacturer in New York City saying, we just saw your patent that was granted. Would your client be interested in licensing the rights? So I called the kid, he says, well, you're talking to my mother. So I'm talking to her on the phone, and she says, oh, yes. And I said, oh, great, I'll go back to them. But I said, I'm going to charge you from here on.
Myself.